Welcome to Mya Echoes, where broken pieces still sing, and every word is a step towards healing. If you're searching for daily motivation, healing words, and soulful inspiration, you're in the right place. I'm Mya's Echo, not just a name, but a voice. A gentle reminder for those moments when life feels heavy, when your soul feels weary, and when your heart whispers questions no one seems to answer. I speak for the pauses between your breaths. For the nights when you lie awake wondering if tomorrow will ever be different. For the mornings when getting out of bed feels like a mountain you don't have the strength to climb. My purpose is simple: to echo back to you the strength you may have forgotten, the wisdom you carry deep inside, and the peace that still waits for you even in the middle of chaos. Here, in this sacred space, every word is more than just sound. It is a seed of healing, of hope, of courage. And as you listen, those seeds are planted inside your heart, reminding you that growth is still possible, change is still possible, and beauty can still rise from broken ground. I am a voice for the unseen, for the souls who feel invisible in the noise of the world, for those who smile on the outside while carrying silent battles inside. I am here to whisper to you, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. This is not just motivation. This is healing. This is not just inspiration. This is a reminder of your worth. Because maybe no one told you this today. You are enough. Right now, as you are. You don't have to earn your value, prove your beauty, or fight for your place. You already belong. You are already becoming. The journey may feel slow. The path may seem uncertain. But just as rivers carve valleys and storms clear skies, your struggles are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and I am here to echo that truth back to you, until you believe it with your whole being. When you feel stuck, remember, you are not a prisoner of your past, you are a traveler on the road to healing. When you feel weary, remember, even the strongest trees bend with the wind, but they do not break, neither will you. When you feel unseen, remember, even in the darkest night, the stars are still shining. You may not see them, but they are there, just like your light, just like your purpose. In this space, you will find words of strength to carry you through hard days. You will find wisdom that doesn't just inspire, but heals. You will find peace, not the kind that ignores your pain, but the kind that sits with it and gently reminds you that it will not last forever. This is Mya's Echoes, a sanctuary for your tired spirit, a lighthouse when you feel lost at sea, a soft place to land when the world feels sharp and unkind. So let every word you hear remind you that you are becoming whole, becoming healed, becoming the version of yourself you always longed to be. And as you continue listening, know this: you don't walk this journey alone. Every echo carries the sound of countless souls rising with you, and together, we create a chorus of healing, strength, wisdom, and inner peace. I am Mya's Echo, and I am here to remind you, always, that you are not alone. You are enough, and you are becoming. In today's noisy world, silence has become rare. Everywhere you turn, there are distractions, endless notifications, constant comparisons, loud opinions, and pressures that weigh on your spirit. And in all of this noise, it's so easy to lose your calm, your focus, and even your hope. You start your day with good intentions, but somewhere between the scrolling and the rushing, your peace slips away. The world tells you who you should be, what you should have, how you should look, and what success should mean, until you forget what your own soul is trying to whisper. That is why this space exists. That is why Mya's Echoes matters. Because here, we pause. Here, we breathe. Here, we remember what the noise tries to make us forget. Every day I bring you short, powerful words of encouragement. Not just words to fill the air, but words carefully chosen to lift your spirit when it feels heavy, to heal your heart when it feels cracked, and to realign your soul when it feels scattered. Encouragement is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. When the world tells you you can't, encouragement whispers you will. When your own thoughts say you're not enough, encouragement reminds you that you are already more than enough, and sometimes, you don't need 1,000 explanations or long speeches. Sometimes, all it takes is one word, one phrase, one echo of truth, to shift your whole day. That is why I share positive affirmations that speak directly to your heart. Affirmations like, you are worthy, you are healing, you are growing, you are stronger than you think. These are not empty words. They are anchors. Anchors you can hold on to when the waves of life try to pull you under. And alongside encouragement and affirmations, I bring you healing daily quotes, Gentle reminders that no matter what yesterday looked like, today is another chance. Words have power. The right words, spoken at the right time, can heal wounds that the eye cannot see. Think of this space as your daily reset. A small moment carved out of the noise, dedicated only to you. A safe corner where you can return, again and again, to be reminded of your worth, your strength, and your light. Why does this matter? Because life is heavy enough. Because you are already carrying so much. Because you deserve a place that speaks not to your exhaustion, but to your hope. And when you allow yourself to receive these echoes, when you open your heart to encouragement, when you affirm your own worth, when you meditate on healing words, something shifts inside of you. Your calm begins to return. Your focus sharpens. Your hope rises again. You begin to remember that you are not defined by the noise of the world, but by the truth of your spirit. And that truth says you are loved, you are capable, and you are becoming. So, in a world that tries to rush you, let this be the voice that slows you down. In a world that tries to break you, let this be the echo that holds you together. In a world that tries to silence your light, let this be the reminder that you were born to shine. That is why this matters. That is why you matter, and every word you hear here is a step, small but powerful, on your journey back to peace, back to healing, back to yourself. Every episode of Mya Echoes carries a whisper of healing and a spark of light. Think of it as a small candle lit just for you. Right in the middle of your everyday life, a light that softens the shadows and reminds you that even in darkness, there is always hope. This is more than just content. This is nourishment for your soul. So what will you find here? You will find uplifting quotes, short but powerful lines that carry centuries of wisdom and a lifetime of truth in just a few words. Quotes that meet you exactly where you are, whether you need courage for the day ahead, comfort for your hidden pain, or faith for the journey you're walking. Words that stay with you long after the episode ends, echoing in your mind when you need them most. You will find motivational reflections. Gentle but strong reminders to keep moving forward, even when the road feels uncertain. These reflections aren't about toxic positivity or pretending everything is perfect. They are real, raw, and honest, reminding you that growth is messy, healing takes time, and strength often hides in the quiet choices you make every day. They help you see the lessons in your struggles, the beauty in your scars, and the strength in your story. You will also find spiritual healing woven into each message. Not bound by religion, but rooted in timeless truths that speak to the human soul. Healing that doesn't dismiss your pain, but honors it and then gently guides you toward release, toward renewal, toward peace. This healing comes in words that soothe the restless mind, calm the anxious heart, and remind you that you are held, loved, and guided by something greater than yourself. And alongside all of this, you will discover peaceful meditations, simple invitations to breathe, to slow down, to center yourself. These moments are not complicated or overwhelming. They are small pauses designed to help you reset, realign, and return to your day with more clarity and calm. In a world that asks you to rush, this is your reminder to rest. Each episode is created with intention, to be your daily inspiration, your companion when you're tired, your encouragement when you feel lost, and your strength when you feel weak. It's a space that doesn't just motivate you for a moment, but plants seeds of hope that grow quietly inside you, shaping how you see yourself and how you face the world. Imagine starting your morning with words that lift you instead of noise that drains you. Imagine carrying with you a simple affirmation, a quote, a reflection that keeps you grounded when the day gets heavy. Imagine ending your night not in worry, but in peace, because you chose to give your heart the nourishment it craves. That is what you'll get here, not perfection, not empty promises, but real, steady echoes of healing, hope, and light. This space is for your spirit. A daily reminder that you are more than your mistakes, more than your fears, more than the voices that try to silence you. This is your reminder to breathe when the world feels overwhelming. Your reminder to rise when life tries to knock you down. Your reminder to shine, not because life is easy, but because your light was never meant to be hidden. Every episode is a gift, a whisper of healing, a spark of light, a step closer to the peace you deserve. And when you return, day after day, you'll begin to notice something beautiful. You're not just listening, you're changing. You're healing. You're becoming. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe life has handed you disappointments that cut deeper than anyone knows. Maybe you've been carrying wounds so long that you've learned how to smile while hiding them. Or maybe your heart still aches for answers, for closure, for a fresh beginning. Maybe you've been waiting for change, waiting for a door to open, for a prayer to be answered, for a season of struggle to finally end. Waiting can feel endless, and silence can feel like abandonment, but silence does not mean you are forgotten. And maybe, just maybe, you don't need an entire book of wisdom to remind you of your worth. Sometimes, all it takes is one word, one whisper, one echo of truth that cuts through the noise of doubt and fear. A single word can spark courage, reignite faith, and awaken the strength you thought you lost. Mya Echoes exists for that exact reason, to give you those words that heal, to offer you a lifeline when your soul feels tired, to remind you of your inner power when you've forgotten it yourself. Because emotional healing doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens in small, gentle moments. In whispers that say, you are enough, you are strong, you are still here, and that means there is still hope. Healing is not a straight road. Some days you move forward, some days you stumble, and some days, you simply breathe and survive. And all of that is part of the journey. Your inner power is not gone. It may be quiet. It may be buried under layers of pain and fear. But it is still there, waiting for you to uncover it. Think about it, everything you've survived so far is proof of your strength. You've walked through nights you thought would never end. You've carried burdens that would have broken others. You've been knocked down, and yet, here you are, listening, searching, hoping. That is not weakness. That is power. Words that heal are not magic spells. They are reminders. Reminders that you are not defined by your scars, but by the courage it took to keep going. Reminders that you are allowed to rest, allowed to cry, allowed to heal at your own pace. Reminders that healing is not about erasing the past, but about reclaiming your future. And most of all, healing words remind you that you are not alone, even in silence, even in waiting, even in the moments when the world feels empty and your prayers feel unanswered. Your soul still deserves kindness, compassion, and care. You deserve to hear words that build you, not break you. Words that remind you of your worth, not your weakness. Hope and strength are not distant dreams. They live inside you. Sometimes hope is as small as a flicker, and strength is as quiet as a breath, but they are still there. And when you feed them with healing words, they grow. They grow into resilience, into faith, into light that carries you forward. So, if you've been hurt, let this be your reminder. Pain is not the end of your story. If you've been waiting, let this be your encouragement. Change is coming, even if you can't see it yet. And if you just need one word to keep going, let this be it. Rise. Rise, not because it's easy, but because your soul was never meant to stay broken. Rise, because your story isn't finished. Rise, because even in silence, your heart is still beating with purpose. This is why Mya Echoes exists, to whisper healing words when the world is loud, to remind you of your inner power when you feel empty, to give you hope and strength when all you have left is a faint desire to try again. And if no one else tells you today, I will. You are worthy of healing. You are stronger than your pain. And you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Remember this, every day is a new chance. No matter how yesterday unfolded, whether it was filled with mistakes, with tears, with silence, or with struggle, today arrives as a gift. A fresh beginning wrapped in morning light. A chance to try again, to breathe again, to rise again. Life is not measured by the weight of your failures, but by the courage to step forward one more time. Every echo carries light. That is what Mya Echoes has always been about. To remind you that no matter how dark it gets, no matter how lost you feel, there is always a voice calling you back to hope. An echo may feel small, soft, almost invisible, but it travels. It lingers. It carries meaning far beyond what the ear can hear. The echoes you listen to here are not just words. They are sparks. Sparks of healing. Sparks of strength. Sparks of faith. And you, yes, you are worthy of healing. Not someday in the future, when you've fixed yourself. Not only when you've achieved everything you dream of. Not only when you finally feel strong. You are worthy now, as you are, in the middle of your healing journey. Worthiness is not earned. It is already woven into your being. Perhaps you've been told otherwise. Perhaps life has convinced you that broken things cannot rise, but broken things do rise. Broken soil grows flowers. Broken clouds bring rain. Broken hearts still learn to love. And broken souls still find their way to wholeness. You are worthy of rising. You are worthy of standing again, even if your knees shake. You are worthy of joy, even if sadness has lived in you for too long. You are worthy of peace, even if your mind has been restless. Worthiness is not a destination. It is the truth of who you are. This is not the end of your story. Every day gives you another chance to rewrite it. Every sunrise whispers, try again. Every night sky says, rest, you are still becoming, and every echo you hear here reminds you that you don't have to walk this journey alone, because healing is not a race. Healing is not about proving strength by never falling. Healing is about choosing to rise every time you fall, no matter how many times it takes. It is about allowing yourself to grow slowly, gently, steadily. It is about trusting that even small steps are steps forward. So as you carry these words into your day, remember, you are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by how you rise. You are not measured by your wounds, but by the light you carry in spite of them. You are not alone on this path. There are countless souls, just like you, rising, healing, becoming, and together we form a chorus of echoes that cannot be silenced. And so I leave you with this. Every day is a new chance. Every echo carries light. And you, yes, you are worthy of healing, of rising, of becoming. This is Mya's Echoes. A voice of light in the middle of noise. A reminder of hope in the middle of struggle. A soft place for your weary soul to rest. Until we meet again in the next echo, carry this truth in your heart. You are enough. You are healing, and you are rising. Asterisk, asterisk, if these words touch you, don't walk away in silence. Subscribe, share, and join this circle of healing souls. Let's grow together, stronger, wiser, and unshaken.